worried about the impact or the decisions being made at the state level to supply you with the young kids to make our next test side?
Well, yes is probably the short answer, but New South Wales and Victoria have got to do most of the heavy lifting. If they're doing well, then Australian cricket will be healthy. The other states really should only be chipping in, a few players themselves. We've had periods where Western Australia produced a lot of our national team. We've got Tasmania at the moment with 2 or 3 players in or around the Test team. They're probably punching above their weight. South Australia, Queensland and Western Australia are probably struggling a little bit at the moment. But if we're to do well, we need Victoria and New South Wales to produce the bulk of our international teams, and that's why it's important that the game development side of our business is working well. We've got to have young talent coming into the game all the time. The biggest part of your development process is your first class, your domestic cricket, and if we have to maintain some health and some strength there. But we do need, everybody sharing the load. But South Australia are never have and never likely to be the greatest producer of our talent. But we need them to be doing better than they're doing at the moment. But it does tend to go in cycles. But the critical thing is New South Wales and Victoria. If they keep, producing the numbers that they should do, then the Australian cricket scene will be healthy. But when you look at the numbers coming into the game, that's the area that we've really got to keep it up, both in men and women coming into the game of cricket, if we want the game to stay strong.
And just to the panel, and particularly to Greg as a selector, when Ian was selected, I'm only quoting this from an article I read once, I think Ian played 11 test matches before he made his first real big score. The pressure on a young player to come in now and hit his straps and be ready for test cricket right from the word go. I mean, we heard Paul say that when he didn't, he was going to walk through a fog for the first 3 days, and the same as you when you made your debut. Is that just the way it is now, or can we do more for these young guys coming into Test cricket?
I don't think many players come into Test cricket ready to go, and I think the great pressure at the moment is the media coverage and the demand for success and the demand for players to perform. I think if we fall into that trap of thinking that we've got to pick players and they only get 3 games, if they haven't performed then they're gone, then we'll finish up going down the gurgler, because we haven't got that many players. At any given time in Australia, I reckon we've got about 20 players that have got the wherewithal to succeed at the international level. Now you look at someone like Andrew Symonds, brilliantly talented, but he really didn't cope with the lifestyle of an international cricketer. It's not easy. And we've got to be very careful that we nurture the good ones that we've got, give them the opportunity. Sometimes you've got to get them in, get them out. Most of the good players have been dropped at some stage early in their career. Generally, they've come back better players. So we're going to need to be able to manage it pretty well, because the demand for success is greater now than ever before, and the pressure on the selection panel probably greater than ever before. And of course, players playing 3 formats probably got to be more flexible than they've ever been before. But if we get to the stage where we think players are going to come in and perform in their first 3 games, and if they haven't, then that's it, we'll die. We've got to be able to pick the right ones and give them the opportunities that they need. I mean, Steve Waugh played 20-odd test matches before he got his first 100. So if you've got someone that you believe has got the ability, you've got to give them the opportunities to allow them to learn the game at that level.